His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued a royal statement on the occasion of the new academic year 2023-2024. His Majesty the King congratulated the educational staff and students on the new academic year, wishing them a successful school year. His Majesty expressed thanks to officials, teachers, students and parents for their efforts to ensure a successful return to schools and higher education institutions, commending their endeavors to develop the learning and academic process to achieve the best educational outcomes that cope with the developments of the labor market, enhance the students' academic achievements, as well as promote national and moral values among them and cement their national belonging. His Majesty the King asserted that the positive results achieved by the educational process, as reflected in the constant distinction of Bahrainis in various fields, locally and abroad, are living proof of the progress of education in the kingdom, adding that education in Bahrain should always keep abreast of the ongoing scientific and technological progress in the world. His Majesty attributed the kingdom's educational strides to the efforts of the government, led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, expressing appreciation and pride in the government's support to the educational sector. His Majesty the King affirmed that his support of education emanates from the firm conviction that it plays an essential role in sustainable development, adding that those who are learning today will be the pillars of the kingdom's development process in the future. His Majesty affirmed the unwavering support of education sector in the kingdom, urging concerted efforts within the One Bahraini family to achieve the desired goals and contribute to further advancing the kingdom. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Speaker of the Council of Representatives Ahmed Al-Msallam and the Chairman of the Shura Council Ali Al-Saleh at Rafah Palace. His Royal Highness highlighted that Bahrain continues to strengthen the foundations of its democracy laid down by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness noted Team Bahrain's dedication and unwavering efforts to advancing the kingdom's ongoing development. His Royal Highness commended the cooperation between the executive and legislative authorities to achieve the kingdom's and citizens' goals. His Royal Highness expressed his pride in the legislative authorities' national efforts and effective role in developing a system that serves the nation and the government's development plans. His Royal Highness extended his best wishes of success to the legislative authority for serving the kingdom and its citizens, expressing his hopes that the next legislative session will add to the kingdom's development achievements. His Royal Highness emphasized that the government with Team Bahrain have successfully supported national development and implemented the Government Plan 2023-2026 with the highest standard of quality and efficiency. His Royal Highness noted that the national ambition for progress and development are limitless and that efforts are dedicated to serving the kingdom and its citizens. For their part, Al-Msallam and Al-Saleh expressed their appreciation for His Royal Highness's commitment to strengthening cooperation between the executive and legislative authorities. They affirmed their commitment to serving the kingdom and its citizens. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa and the Minister of Finance and National Economy Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa also attended the meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa visited the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture. Upon arrival, His Royal Highness was received by the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Engineer Wa'il Mubarak. His Royal Highness highlighted that the implementation of the government plans, initiatives and programs constitutes a joint responsibility that requires Team Bahrain's collaborative efforts to build on the kingdom's achievements within its wide-ranging comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness expressed his pride in the achievements made throughout the kingdom 104-year history of municipal development and its municipal elections, which have witnessed advancement over the past 99 years and are considered the first municipal elections to take place in the region beginning in 1924. In this regard, His Royal Highness reviewed the restoration plan of the historic municipal affairs building in Manama and directed attention to the importance of ensuring restoration efforts take into consideration the building's historic and cultural identity that has shaped the kingdom's long-standing municipal history. His Royal Highness was briefed by Mubarak on the restoration plans of the Manama Municipal Affairs Building and other strategic municipal projects. Al-Mubarak further presented the latest developments in the kingdom's afforestation plan, which was launched in 2022 and aims to complete the planting of 310,000 trees and 570,000 mangrove seedlings by the end of this year. The move aims to fulfill the Kingdom of Bahrain's commitment to combat climate change and preserve the environment. His Royal Highness noted the Kingdom's steadfast commitment to advancing environmental security, a top priority in Bahrain development plans, and to developing efforts to protect its natural resources and contribute to sustainable development. His Royal Highness directed efforts to accelerate the implementation of the Kingdom's afforestation plan, which aims to preserve natural resources, increase green spaces, and improve air quality in support of the Kingdom's sustainable development that benefits all. His Royal Highness expressed his pride in the achievements made by Bahraini citizens across all sectors, adding that their contributions continue to support the Kingdom's aspirations and goals. His Royal Highness expressed his gratitude to the Ministry's personnel for their efforts and contributions to achieving the Ministry's far-reaching goals, wishing them success in their future endeavors. For his part, Al-Mubarak welcomed His Royal Highness's visit to the Ministry, highlighting His Royal Highness' ongoing support for the Ministry's development initiatives, services and efforts aimed at achieving the Kingdom's sustainable development goals. He emphasized the Ministry's commitment to further develop the municipalities and agriculture sector and its service in line with Bahrain Economic Vision 2030 and the Kingdom's comprehensive development led by His Majesty the King. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and a number of senior officials were also in attendance. The history of municipal work in the Kingdom of Bahrain goes back about 100 years, during which it witnessed great developments that contributed to activating its role in serving the comprehensive development process in the Kingdom. More in this report. With the aim of organizing the daily life affairs of the people of the Kingdom of Bahrain, the municipality was established in July 1919. The municipality of Manama is considered one of the first municipalities to be established in the Arab world. The municipalities began their work by numbering houses and shops, and then became responsible for some construction works. In 1920, the formation of the municipal council began, as the first electoral experience in the country. A number of presidents and members elected by the people and appointed by the government succeeded in assuming the presidency of the municipal council, which decided to adopt the principle of elections in forming the council, and in which women also had a share in casting their votes. In December 1962, His Greatness Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa kindly opened the municipality building, which remains to this day a witness to the process of municipal work in the kingdom. With the issuance of the municipalities law promulgated by Decree Law No. 35 of 2001 and its executive regulations, the tasks and powers of the municipal council member were determined to be focused on managing and developing public services and facilities of a local nature, and providing main services such as proposing the construction and improvement of roads, setting related regulations, and beautifying and cleaning streets and public places. Since the holding of the first municipal elections in the region in 1924, and its 99-year history, municipal councils have played an essential role in providing the best services, programs and projects to the individual and society. They also form a link between citizens, residents and the executive bodies in the kingdom to achieve common goals that are in the interest of the citizen and the nation. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the CEO of the Labour Markets Regulatory Authority, Nabrasim Muhammad Ali Talib, in the presence of GSA Vice Chairman His Highness Sheikh Salman bin Muhammad Al Khalifa and GSA CEO Dr. Abdul Rahman Askar. His Highness Sheikh Khalid congratulated the CEO on his appointment, noting that his competence and experience would contribute to improving LMRA and developing the services it delivers for public and private beneficiaries. His Highness appreciated the efforts made by the LMRA, wishing it and all its executive and administrative staff continued success. His Highness highlighted LMRA's efforts to improve quality, competition, efficiency and professionalism within the sports movement. For his part, the CEO thanked His Highness Sheikh Khalid for improving the sports sector, expressing LMRA's commitment to collaborating with GSA and other sports organizations to provide the necessary facilities and services. The Deputy Prime Minister and Chairman of the Water Resources Council, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, inaugurated the Global Water, Energy and Climate Change Congress with the participation of 130 speakers from 30 countries to review the challenges and opportunities available for investing in water sustainability. The Deputy Prime Minister affirmed the support of His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister for all initiatives aimed at enhancing water sustainability and raising the efficiency of its production. He praised the government policies within the framework of protecting and developing water resources to ensure their proper exploitation for various purposes, including the approval of the National Water Strategy and its implementation plan in accordance with the GCC Unified Water Strategy 2016-2035. The Deputy Prime Minister said that the Congress presented a good opportunity for professionals to discuss mechanisms for investing in water sustainability, noting the existing coordination between the GCC states in organizing specialized events that would be hosted this year. The Minister of Oil and Environment and Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Dayna, stressed the efforts to reduce the increasing climate challenges, presenting innovative solutions to reduce its impact. On the sidelines of the Congress, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah opened the accompanying exhibition in which over 20 specialized companies and a number of universities and organizations participated to display the best modern technical solutions in the field of water, energy, climate change and related studies. In order to formulate policies that support the preservation of natural resources, and through the implementation of a number of environmental initiatives and programs, it was necessary to combine international efforts represented by the holding of the First World Conference on Water, Energy and Climate Change, which places as its top priority the presentation and discussion of plans aimed at reducing carbon dioxide emissions. Carbon is a major priority on the agenda of countries around the world. The First World Conference on Water, Energy and Climate Change is an opportunity for participants from various industrial and environmental fields to discuss challenges and opportunities and learn about the best global and modern technologies in order to invest in water sustainability and the preservation of natural resources. On the sidelines of the conference, a number of pressing issues related to enabling policies for sustainable management of water and energy and climate change were discussed, in addition to discussing the solutions proposed for sustainability and the role of society in water and energy security. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, participated in the meeting of the third session of the Arab-Japanese Political Dialogue, which was held in Cairo, headed by the Egyptian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sameh Shikri, and in the presence of owners of the Arab League, the foreign ministers of the Arab countries, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, Yoshimasa Hayashi, and the participation of the Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul Ghait. The minister delivered a speech in which he expressed his happiness at participating in this meeting, which is a testimony to the strong ties and shared commitment between the Arab and Asian regions. He said that it is necessary to confront the pressing challenges facing the countries by forging a deeper understanding and exploring ways of joint cooperation. He added that the meeting represents a unique opportunity to exchange ideas and engage in open and constructive dialogue on issues of common interest. He called for realizing the potential that lies in the Arab-Japanese partnership because it holds the potential to open new opportunities for growth and development. They discussed the path of joint cooperation between Arab countries and Japan, ways to develop historical friendship relations, and achieving mutual understanding and coordination between the two sides on regional and international issues of common interest. At the conclusion of the meeting, a joint statement was issued in which the two sides expressed their satisfaction with the current state of Arab-Japanese cooperation and with their aspiration to strengthen the bonds of joint cooperation to broader horizons, including the cultural, educational, environmental, and energy fields, and to hold the next session in Japan next year. The minister stressed the need to establish a culture of human solidarity as a pillar of maintaining international peace and security. They also stressed the need for joint action to confront various international challenges, including combating terrorism, achieving sustainable development, energy security, and food security. The ministers reviewed recent developments in the international arena and stressed the importance of maintaining international peace, security, and stability, and their commitment to promoting the peaceful resolution of disputes in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations and the principles of international law. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif Al-Rashid Al-Zayani, met with Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait. During the meeting, they reviewed the cooperation between Bahrain and the Arab League in various fields of common interest and the diplomatic and political efforts undertaken by the Arab League to advance joint Arab action and achieve the aspirations of Arab leaders in addition to enhancing Arab cooperation. They also discussed the efforts of the League in developing cooperation between Arab countries, friendly countries, and international blocs, which would serve common interests and maintain security and stability in the Middle East. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif Al-Rashid Al-Zayani, met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperation and Moroccan Expatriates, Nasser Al-Breita. During the meeting, they discussed deep-rooted historical fraternal relations between Bahrain and Morocco and the development that they witness in various fields to enhance bilateral cooperation and serve the interests of the two countries in light of the directives of His Majesty the King and His Majesty King Mohammed VI. They discussed ways to enhance cooperation and joint coordination at the political and diplomatic levels in all international forums, in addition to regional and international developments, and ways to enhance joint Arab cooperation to maintain security and stability in the region. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, received the Israeli Foreign Affairs Minister Ali Cohen. Sheikh Salman noted the importance of activating the bilateral agreements and memoranda of understanding to serve the two countries' interests. The two sides discussed the ongoing Bahraini-Israeli ties, especially in the financial and economic sectors, as well as ways to further develop them. They also discussed topics of common interest. The Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah bin Aad Al Fakhra, was also present. The Minister of Social Development, Hussam Al-Asfour, affirmed that the International Day of Charity is an opportunity to highlight the pioneering Bahraini experience at the international and regional levels. The Minister stressed that Bahrain was unique in its development and social policy, which was adopted and supported by civil society institutions. Al-Asfour added that Bahrain has witnessed legislative development in this field in light of the comprehensive development process under the leadership of His Majesty the King, with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to consolidate the values of charitable and social work. The Minister affirmed that the Ministry has taken many development measures in the field of supporting humanitarian and charitable efforts through civil society organizations. He praised the progress of civil society organizations' development programs and their pursuit to excellence in serving Bahraini society, promoting the values of cooperation, and advancing humanitarian and charitable work. He expressed pleasure with the ministry's efforts to develop the fields of charitable work by updating national legislation and organizing the work of organizations to carry out their social and humanitarian duty to the fullest. On September 5th of each year, the world celebrates the International Day of Charity, which was approved by the United Nations with the aim of raising awareness and motivating people and organizations around the world to help others. More in this report.
The Kingdom of Bahrain is proud to join the world in celebrating the International Day of Charity. It is also proud of its local and international achievements. Locally, the Kingdom of Bahrain has created a legislative framework that contributes to the advancement of civil society institutions and charitable work. The Ministry of Social Development provided various measures to increase the effectiveness of civil society institutions by increasing coordination among them, providing facilities to implement its programs, and supporting and developing the skills of its members to carry out its assigned role in social service and charitable development work. The Royal Humanitarian Foundation continues to be the humanitarian and relief institution of the Kingdom of Bahrain and has directed many programs to the Bahraini society, especially groups in need such as widows and orphans. Internationally, the Royal Humanitarian Foundation extended a helping hand to various brotherly and friendly countries to support them in their ordeals. The Kingdom of Bahrain has carried out charitable and relief work by harnessing all capabilities and overcoming all challenges for sustainable humanitarian charitable work.
The Sunni Waqf Directorate affirmed Bahrain's leadership in the field of charitable work as it is a major driver for the advancement of societies, which reflects the directives of His Majesty the King that prioritize citizens in all national plans. The administration noted that charitable work is a culture rooted in the Bahraini society since ancient times, which is presented in promoting the values of giving and social solidarity among people and Waqf institutions, charitable and private associations, and authorities. On the occasion of the International Day of Charitable Work, the Directorate praised the efforts of the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Prime Minister, to support charitable work. It expressed appreciation for the follow-up and directives of His Royal Highness to develop government systems and programs that support charitable work. The Directorate affirmed its continued provision of programs and humanitarian aid as the annual budget is estimated at approximately 500,000 dinars annually. The Arab Parliament Speaker Adil Assoumi affirmed that charitable and humanitarian work is among the kingdom's national fundamentals thanks to the unlimited support of His Majesty the King. In a statement marking the International Day of Charity, Al-Assoumi stated that thanks to the unlimited support of His Majesty the King for charitable institutions, the most important of which is the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, which provides urgent humanitarian aid to many countries, made the kingdom an Arab, regional and international role model in this field. He praised the humanitarian efforts made by the government of Bahrain, led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He paid tribute to His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs and chairman of the RHS Board of Trustees, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, for implementing the royal directives. The acting commander of the Royal Medical Services, Brigadier Sheikh Dr. Fahad bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, announced in a press conference that for the first time in Bahrain and since the opening of Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Hamad Al Khalifa unit for the treatment of surgery of pediatric cardiology in 2022, 117 open heart surgeries were performed for children with congenital heart defects. Sheikh Dr. Fahad bin Khalifa stated that these complex open heart surgeries reduce the financial burden of the hassle of travel on patients and their families, noting that the operations were performed with the presence of a specialized team utilizing the latest medical technology in cardiac surgeries. He noted that according to the plan developed by the RMS, the Pediatric Cardiology Department at the Mohammed bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa Specialized Cardiac Center has been treating many cases of congenital heart defects in children and adults for over 10 years, while providing all the necessary techniques and expertise.